News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
This week on News Panorama, we x-ray the benefits of security to economic growth, Cross River State as a tourism destination, illegal planting of crops, breastfeeding, and more. Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efama.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
If you have just tuned in, you are watching News Panorama. As the world undergoes unprecedented transformation in geopolitics, technological and socio-economic dynamics, understanding the subtle and expansive relationship between national security and how it is intricately interwoven with the fabric of economic prosperity, social cohesion, political development, and a myriad of global, technological, environmental, and ethical dimensions becomes not only imperative but guiding principle for navigating the complexity of the 21st century. Ifyonwa Ekpeita brings the details.
National security, traditionally viewed through a military lens, has evolved into a multifaceted concept encompassing economic stability, social cohesion, and political resilience. A nation's security apparatus serves as the bedrock for fostering prosperity, social harmony, and political development. As we stand at the confluence of geopolitics, technological advancements, and socio-economic complexities, the imperative to view national security through a holistic lens has never been more pressing. With the knowledge that we are in an era marked by transnational threats, cyber warfare, and intricate economic interdependencies, understanding the symbiotic relationship between national security and development is paramount. The nexus between national security and economic prosperity forms the bedrock upon which a nation's financial health stands. A secure environment serves as a catalyst for economic growth by instilling confidence in investors, both domestic and foreign. Robust border control measures, effective cybersecurity strategies, and counter-terrorism initiatives contribute to a stable business climate. Beyond the economic realm, national security influences the social fabric of a nation. A secure environment fosters trust among citizens, engendering a sense of collective security that transcends individual differences. Community policing, proactive social outreach programs, and a focus on addressing the root causes of social discord contribute to a society where diverse communities interact harmoniously. Political stability, the cornerstone of a nation's governance, is intricately linked with its security apparatus. A secure environment provides the necessary foundation for the development and consolidation of democratic institutions. Rule of law, effective governance, and protection against external and internal threats collectively contribute to the resilience of political structure. National security and democratic principles, far from being conflicting interests, converge to create a stable political landscape that safeguards individual freedoms while ensuring the collective security of the populace. A cross-section of cross-rivarians emphasize the need for national security, stating that both the well-being of the nation and the state is paramount for growth.
Lack of security affects our economy, both nationally and locally. Nigeria as a whole is affected with the issue of security today. People's lives are not secure. Not to talk of properties. So national security is affecting largely 100% our economic growth.
I feel when we look at things, we can affect, but not all that. You can affect and you can somehow help based on the fact that there are some areas that people will work.
Respondents also advise security agencies to up their game and take their jobs of ensuring safety across all borders of the nation seriously, as they are major players in the game of security.
Insecurity is what we are suffering with. If there's a tight security and the security decided to work hard and with all their heart, forgetting what they will be paid for or what they will collect at a month or every day, this country will march forward.
The interconnection between security and development, once considered disparate realms, now form the backbone of a nation's resilience in an ever-evolving global landscape. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, recognizing the intrinsic synergy between national security and holistic development becomes imperative. By embracing a comprehensive approach, nations can forge a path towards sustained growth, societal harmony, and political stability, a path illuminated by the symbiotic relationship between safeguarding national interests and nurturing the prosperity and well-being of its citizens. For CRBC News Panorama, Efeoma Equita reporting.
Cross River State has always been known as the home of hospitality and entertainment. We bring to you reports on reactions of people concerning the just reopened cinema industry called the Kada Cinema in the state. Not forgetting the Marina Resort, which was also officially reopened some months ago. Idong Osdesian brings details.
For some years now, the Cross River State Marina Resort and Cinema has suffered a total downcast, ranging from inadequate maintenance, incidents of boat mishap, amongst other challenges. This has inflicted negative consequences on the tourism sector of the state. The Marina Resort, which before had beautiful backdrops and inviting aesthetics, personalities and visitors within and outside the country. However, the year 2023, with the new administration of Senator Basiotu, had given the entertainment and tourism sector of Cross River State a new lease of life. Month ago was the reopening of the Marina Resort officially, and recently Cross River State had the reopening of the cinema, now called the Kada Cinema in Calabar. The governor stated that beginning from the 1st to 31st December, there will be a tremendous improvement in the state, even as he expressed optimism that more structures will be introduced. He further noted that Cross River State is a home of hospitality and entertainment.
It is true that Cross River State happens to be the home of hospitality, conviviality, and of course entertainment. We are so glad and happy that you have started out with this, but I know that greater things are going to be added. But what I want to assure each and every one is, this is just the beginning. We are going to be cutting tapes for more and more and more and more and more. Let me also say that the carnival is fully back. We are warming up, and I know that this cinema hall and this place is not going to contain the number of people, the number of visitors that will be visiting here. But let me assure each and every one that from 1st of December to the end, there's going to be no dull moment. But let me thank God most especially for giving us the opportunity, for allowing a day like this. I believe that moving forward, we'll do more as I promised.
Fund seekers who came around with families said indeed the resort has been rebranded and tourism in Cross River State has been taken to a new level. They added that with this, it will foster employment opportunities for people to come in and undertake one business or the other. For News Panorama, Idong Osdesian reporting.
The wife of the Cross River State Governor, Mrs. Ayo has emphasized the importance of government and critical stakeholders to see exclusive breastfeeding of children as a strategic component of early nutrition of a child, the report.
The wife of the governor, Mrs. Ayo has called on critical stakeholders to see exclusive breastfeeding of children as a strategic component of early nutrition of the child. Mrs. Otu gave the charge in Calabar during her investiture as nutrition and breastfeeding champion of Start Strong Zero Water Exclusive Breastfeeding of Children, organized by the Primary Healthcare Development Agency and the Ministry of Women Affairs in collaboration with UNICEF. She noted with satisfaction that the campaign, which is designed to encourage exclusive breastfeeding and zero water for 6 months of childbirth day, will help check stunted growth and repel early childhood obesity and epidemics. The governor's wife thanked UNICEF for the honor and promised her consistent support towards the program while intensifying the drive in all the local government areas of the state.
The health of our infants and young children is a reflection of our commitment to their well-being. In this address, we will delve into the critical areas that demand our immediate attention: exclusive breastfeeding, infants and young child nutrition, the code of marketing breast milk substitutes, and extended paid maternity leave. Exclusive breastfeeding and proper nutrition. Exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life is a proven strategy to give our children the best start in life. It provides essential nutrients and protection against diseases, laying the foundation for a healthy future.
Earlier, one-day program for women in policy positions and political leaders was held in the state to drum advocacy on zero-water exclusive breastfeeding of children. The program drew participants from the Civil Society Network, National Council of Women Societies, women journalists and female legislators in the state. In a remark, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Egbe Ayuk, said the meeting aims to draw attention to processing issues of health and well-being of the children, adolescents and reproductive women. He pointed out that infant mortality rates in Cross River State stand at 64 deaths per 1,000 live births and under 5 mortality rate at 89 deaths per 1,000 live births, attributing this to poor infant and young child feeding practices amongst others. Giving an overview of infant nutrition in the state, the Permanent Secretary, Primary Health Development Agency, Dr. Etemayi, stated that the meeting was to create awareness on the Start Strong, Zero Water Strong with Breast Milk Only campaign in the state, which emphasizes exclusive breastfeeding for at least 6 months of childbirth. Dr. Ayi further stated this would sensitize stakeholders on the International Code of Marketing of Breast Milk and solicit support on the implementation and enforcement, as well as advocate the protection of maternity rights and breastfeeding women. A professor of pediatric medicine, University of Port Harcourt, and UNICEF resource person, Professor Alice Nte, lamented the poor nutritional indices of the state and sued for speedy correction of the anomaly through aggressive sensitization and policy formulation. Professor Nte re-echoed the urgent need for zero-water exclusive breastfeeding of children.
Some people return to maternity from maternity very early, so they start planning, what am I going to do to continue to breastfeed my child? Some start other food, some start breastfeeding, some have to travel. So for many reasons, because of work, women are not giving their children what is expected and what is better, and especially now that we're talking about promoting zero water, exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. Because maternity leave is not up to 6 months, many women return to work, and because they are returning to work, there is no crèche, there is no breastfeeding bread, there is no breastfeeding room, there are several other challenges in the workplace. They start other things so that they can continue to do their work because they have to save their gari.
Also speaking, a UNICEF nutrition specialist, Mrs. Ngozi Onoha, enumerated advocacy goals to include raising feasibility of breastfeeding as a foundation of child survival, health and development.
In the programming, she's one of the outstanding leaders, driving the force, driving the attending of the well-being of children, particularly in the agenda of the 1,000 days. Towards, in this case, for nutrition.
Some female legislators at the event promised to legislate at the state level to create stronger awareness and impetus for budgetary provision and adequate sensitization. High point was the signature of commitment of critical stakeholders towards the Start Strong, Zero Water Stronger with Breast Milk Only campaign. For CRBC News Panorama, Josephine Efanga reporting.
Recall that a few weeks ago, News Panorama crew went around different bad roads in Calabar Metropolis and Cross Riverians bore their minds on the state of the road. On this episode, relevant stakeholders explained the delay on the repairs needed. in the construction. The reports.
It's unfortunate to see bad roads in the city of Calabar because poor road conditions can have significant impact on the daily lives of residents and the overall development of the city. The consequences of bad roads may include transport challenges, increased vehicle maintenance costs, traffic congestion, and safety concerns for pedestrians, drivers, and other road users. The Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Pius, explains bad weather is making it difficult for the state government to carry out urgently needed rehabilitation of bad roads in the state.
The reason why we don't commence work and the doctors that the rain is still on, and I pray that you give us time that the rain subsides, and by the special grace of God, the rain is gradually going down. We are in motion, and just few days ago, His Excellency the Governor has given me a marching order via the approvals that have been met, for the rehabilitation of all those roads. So I want to beg that you give us just a few time, but we're going to get everything done. Of course, in the state capital in particular, we are trying to prepare for Carnival, and we can't do Carnival without fixing our roads. And so
the current situation of roads in many parts of the Calabar metropolis has made them inaccessible. The problem of bad roads in the city is becoming an embarrassing stigma convention. The special advisor to the governor, special duties, Mr. Ekpeyong Akiba, encouraged the public to know that the government will soon rehabilitate all the bad roads across the state.
There have been several palliative works done in terms of filling of potholes, and we have had the major constructions like the one you saw in Young Edem, concrete format, which has been completed, and also had ongoing along Efite Junction. We are believing the governor has also made approval for remedial job to be done on the Calabar to enable road users that are coming into town. We believe that those major ones in Calabar South, not just Calabar South, even the metropolis, will be given due attention.
For CRBC Panorama, Iwanya Favor reporting.
Recently, a new development has been seen as some people around their neighborhood are seen planting crops beside gutters along the road. This practice has been frowned on by well-meaning Cross Riverians. Blessing Basi was on the streets of Calabar to find out why crops should be planted along road paths instead of farms. The reports.
Planting on the streets close to the gutters has been a contentious issue. It is believed that being surrounded by greenery can have a positive impact on mental well-being, and there are individuals who also argue that these small gardens serve as tranquil spaces, providing some relief from the stress of going to the market. There are, however, those who believe that these street gardens can also alleviate financial burdens.
The essence of planting gardens close to the house is to help. Sometimes they want to cook and they are far from the market, or they don't even have money to buy something. Like those sand leaf, vegetable, water leaf, you can just pick small and just prepare something and eat instead of going to buy.
By planting fruit like pawpaw, banana, orange, grape, watermelon, and pineapple, as well as vegetable like water leaf, pumpkin leaf, scent leaf, curry leaf, carrot, tomato, pepper, cucumber, potato, and herbs like thyme and mint can help reduce grocery expenses and even potentially generate a small income through the sales of excess produce.
If you want to cook anything, instead of going to the market, where do you buy? You get it from somebody. But when you plant your own, it's quickly and you are close by. You just quickly go there and plant it. Makes it easy.
However, it is important to note that some people have raised concerns about littering and the resulting dirty environment that can come from planting in close proximity to the gutter.
To actually eat that stress of going to the market, probably paying transportation to paying transportation that will cost you. At least that money, like we see that we have a shops around. Sometimes if you're living far away from the market, you can buy things from the shop because the difference is not much. You understand me? Than boarding a car, a vehicle, a bus to the market, where the stress of going through the roads or the stress of paying higher costs of transportation to the market, it's of less cost.
It is essential to prioritize proper waste management and upkeep in order to maintain a clean and aesthetically pleasing environment. The divergent opinions surrounding the street side greenery showcase the interconnectivity of environmental, social, and economic factors. The dual role attributed to the green space as source of relaxation and potential financial aid underline its significance within the community.
Some says having little gardens close to homes does not constitute any nuisance to the environment. Meanwhile, it serves as a source of livelihood and income to the family. Blessing Basi, reporting for CRBC News Panorama.
A few years ago, there were deliberations about the revered stool of the Obong of Calabar, but recently the Cross River State Governor, Senator Basiotu, has put all assumptions to rest as he frowned at the seemingly intractable dispute over the kingship of the Efik nation and the contention for the stool of the Obong of Calabar since 2008. The reports.
The governor, Senator Basiotu, has affirmed Edidemeku Okona Basiotu V as the legitimate and duly elected Obong of Calabar and the patriarch of the Efik Kingdom. Senator Tu made the affirmation at the monarch's country home in Adiaboy Konbo too, as the Efik sons and daughters at home and in diaspora felicitated with him. Governor Tu, represented by his chief of staff, Mr. Emmanuel Ayomba, and the special advisor to the governor on special duties, Barrister Ekpenyong Akaba, described the stool of the Obong of Calabar and the monarch among the first-class kings in Nigeria. The governor said it was his desire to resolve the crisis between the contestants and called for peaceful coexistence between them.
Tradition is very symbolic. Our culture is our heritage, and it has to be respected, it has to be protected, it has to be continually supported. So for us, as a government, we are in solidarity with our king, our pretty king, the Obong of Calabar, and we travel with the Obong Kingdom, and the defender of the Christian faith.
In separate comments, the former head of service of the Federation, Mrs. Winifred Oyoita, the chairman Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Edwin Okun, the former general manager of Cross River Broadcasting Corporation, Calabar, Mrs. Teresa Essien, commended the state governor, Senator Basiotu, for stepping in to resolve crisis and prayed for God's protection for the Efik throne.
We are so thankful to God that His Excellency Governor Basi Edewetu has been able to bring calmness, bring a decisive verdict on this matter in the kingdom. This is the kind of leadership we want for our people. A governor who can see the truth and say it.
This is a combination of
If a kingdom
kingdom has been elated by this singular action of His Excellency, the Governor. We are so happy, and we have always been solidly behind Amasi, because he is the rightful owner of that throne. He's during his tenure.
In his remark, the Obong of Calabar, Didemekpoko Nobasio V, appreciated the governor for his benevolence, praying for wisdom to enable him to govern the state. The monarch used the medium to call on Efik indigents to remain calm and go about their normal activities while seeking for peace.
Anyway, sir, book music, Kaliso. After that, Miss Swami, anyone that is money. In the beginning, I'll get the guy, yet them or yes, you know, them so. And it's a 10 year. I take my 10 days. Last week, good. With a kind of 10. And the came better there.
The event was attended by government officials, traditional rulers of Efik extractions, friends and well-wishers. For CRBC News Panorama, I am Josephine Efanga.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga.